Hi guys, July 25, 2021. This is radar current time, which is 9:15 p.m. Mountain Time. And, well, what is going on with all of these frequencies being set off? The defined lines are extremely low frequencies, which they can use for mind control. But all of these frequencies have biological effects on all life, not just the human being, but all life. The trees, the insects, the four-leggeds, the two-leggeds. And if I were an insider, I could let you know what they are actually blasting away for here. I don't know. All of this plasma created by Doppler radar. By the way, I don't think I've said this in recent videos, but Doppler radar you can think of as mini HARP stations. Do you notice the air masses going in different directions? Do you notice this? It was two separate storms, but now it's just colliding into just making it one. Very dangerous. And you will not hear meteorologists talking about what they are seeing on radar. What did I see on radar at 1:25 a.m.? 1:25 a.m. on the 25th today. When I went on radar and I checked it out and I was like, okay, how are you guys feeling in this area? Because these are extremely dangerous frequencies that have been blasting away. Well, they continued until I did another capture this morning. Georgia, the extremely low frequencies belting away into South Carolina, Louisiana. You've got a whole lot of frequencies, and they're affecting those in your neighbor state, Texas. Look at this nice extremely low frequency from Nebraska into South Carolina. But do you see how this takes on the circular pattern? That's the high frequencies from Doppler radar. Now, this radar, don't leave a comment saying they're just looking for planes. I don't think so. No. Otherwise, it would look like this all the time, and it doesn't. It doesn't. A lot of flooding in Arizona. This is your monsoon coming from the north. Okay, California blasting away. Look at this. I see this and I'm just kind of horrified. So, if you're not feeling very well, Louisiana, Texas, all over. Leave us a comment. Let us know. Look how nicely defined this becomes up here. It's incredible. Look at the northeast. You've got extremely low frequencies belting away. People used to ask, they'd write into their local meteorologist, why do we see all this blue? And they would actually say things like, bats coming out of a cave. Or, I can't remember, the insect. Suddenly there were just a lot of insects in one area. Oh, God. I mean, it's so ludicrous what we hear from mainstream media, and people, what, do they believe it? Okay, so we're also seeing different colors in these lines, which means a different frequency. You got the power, you got the frequency, and you got an awful lot of life being affected. All right, this was 1:25 a.m. this morning, and at 11? Where's the 11? Can't see it. 10:59. Okay. This morning, still blasting away. Not good. So, seriously, I do hope that you're all feeling okay, but it would not be surprising to me if some of you left comments saying I had really bad headache, dizzy. The symptoms, the list is just, there's a lot. Look how nicely defined is this cloud. It's really remarkable. And it, I didn't see this when I was on satellite, but do you see the cloud? It looks like it's smoking right out of the rectangle cloud. Do you see all of the cloud? That they're literally just banking off the coast, off the west coast. They're just banking it there. But you will see, they can move around the air masses, and that's exactly what you're seeing. Look at all of this going up northeasterly direction. Then you have the southern direction. You've got it twirling around over right off the coast here. But wow. Well, they could certainly bring in some of that cloud and zap it with electricity to put out the fires, but why? Why put out the fires? All right, so what's going on? What is going on? Dixie Fire. More homes up in flames. Well, it does look like a pretty scary place, and, as I was watching that, I just thought of, the owner of that A-frame sitting in a shelter watching the news and coming across that. I hope the owner was out. Dixie Fire forces civilians to flee. Now, the Dixie Fire is close to Paradise, California, the Camp Fire, where in 24 hours, 18,000 homes brought to dust.
On the Fire Watch tonight, the Dixie Fire has combined with the Fly Fire, growing to more than 190,000 acres. Tonight, the flames are prompting new mandatory evacuations. Neighbors near the east shore of Lake Almanor, the latest area being told to get out. CBS 13's Heather Jansen joins us live now in Sacramento after speaking with one man who had to leave his home. Heather?
Yeah, Marissa, crews across the state have been dedicating days to fighting this fire, including Sac Metro Fire right behind me. I spoke with one man who lives just down the road from the east shore of Lake Almanor. He left a few days ago as soon as he was given a warning, not wanting to wait for that warning to become an order.
It looks like a horror film to be.
An apocalyptic scene.
Panic mode kind of hit.
Jake Edwards capturing firefighters lighting backfires in hopes of containing the Dixie Fire in Plumas County. The pictures show the flames, orange skies, and an ashy lake. His neighborhood in an evacuation warning zone, but several of his neighbors already told to leave.
It's really taking a toll on all of Plumas County.
Spreading in Plumas County, the fire already burning hundreds of thousands of acres in Butte County. Now merging with the Fly Fire, another nearby blaze. Conditions in a remote location at California's biggest fire so far this year, not ideal for fire crews, as they all come from across the state working the fire lines.
One team, one fight.
Sac Metro Fire among those agencies moving from fires in Oregon's right back to Northern California. Captain Chris Vestal says the constant shifts in firefights take a toll.
coming right on back of each other, it does become endurance game. It's almost like an endurance sport for the entire summer.
With more than 5,000 people fighting these fires, Plumas County neighbors like Jake just hope it soon comes to an end.
It's just been absolutely bizarre, with all the smoke and you can't breathe.
And they can put them out. They can put them out. I have to say it again. They can put these fires out. We have the technology. Dubai just created rain with drones that zapped clouds with electricity. What if there's no clouds, Carol? They can make clouds. Weather modification playlist on my primary channel, Never Lose Truth. Check it out if you don't know. So, guess what? Dearborn, Detroit residents, Dearborn residents deal with another major flooding event. Another one. Is this the third or the fourth in just a few weeks?
For a third time in recent weeks, much of the city was flooded. Priya Mann spoke with frustrated neighbors who tell her enough is enough.
The water has finally receded here on Ford Road near Oakman in Dearborn, but it is deja vu once again with stranded vehicles left behind.
It's crazy because I was just probably like 15 minutes from my house. It took me an hour and a half to get home yesterday because so many streets was flooded.
Saturday night's quick-moving storm once again pummeled the city of Dearborn.
Every time it rains hard, it's always like, am I coming back home to a ocean in my house?
Posts on social media show water mains overflowing and huge trees toppled over.
Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but look at that.
A combination of powerful winds and several inches of rain wreaking havoc once again.
The roof collapsed. The whole roof came down.
At the Hampton Inn Hotel, the ceiling of the covered driveway collapsed, leaving debris everywhere.
When it gets flooded, we go through this, and then nobody pays attention, and then it floods again.
For homeowners and drivers, every storm renews flooding concerns.
Well, it's been 50 years I've been going through this. No, it's real frustrating. I can't sell the house, and would you want to live down here?
A three-peat of storms and property damage within a month have frustrated families blaming aging infrastructure and elected officials.
The mayor that was here, he did nothing. I'm sorry, but he did nothing. And this new one, I don't know what he's doing.
I'm about to move. Yeah, I'm not dealing with this.
In Dearborn, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
About to move, and that's what they want. These storms are created. They are created. Look, you don't hear from meteorologists about what you are seeing on radar, okay? It's just not happening. Okay, all of these frequencies can create those severe storms. They can create tornadoes. They can create flooding. And then you have, and you saw it again in that news clip, the drainage just pouring out, creating flood.
And Rotunda in Dearborn surveying the damage. Tim?
Yeah, Sandra, it's like we're repeating ourselves here. Anytime it rains, the roads get flooded out. This is Southwood at the Rotunda. As I spin around, you see the cars littering the freeway here. This is where the water was when I first arrived. It has started subsiding now. People were trapped. Take a look at this video. We got some video of a rescue, Detroit Fire Department, and a civilian. That's a local resident. Local resident Mike sent me this video helping the lady out of her vehicle. That's the lodge at Linwood near the Davison, and then all over town. The Southfield hit particularly hard. The Southfield at Grand River, up at McNichols, and down here at Rotunda. Also at Joy, several vehicles having a hard time getting through and several vehicles stranded. But again, Southfield and the Lodge seem particularly bad. Also, I'm hearing 75 at 9 Mile is also flooded out. So just be careful. So back out here, tow trucks have started arriving. Going to try and get this freeway back open. Back to you guys in the studio.
So I got a comment a couple of weeks ago from someone who said it looks like the Megaregions, where they, if you don't know what the Megaregions are, put in America2050 or do a search of Megaregions. They are literally reshaping the world. The United States, they are reshaping. And we will no longer be the United States. We will be just megaregions carved out. Now I've got to bring up the map, so hold on. Just by my talking, I create more work for myself, but they are reshaping the United States. Cascadia, Northern California, Front Range. This is where people will be living. The gray zone? No. No one will be living in the gray zone. Southern California, Arizona Sun Corridor, Texas Triangle, Gulf Coast, Piedmont, Atlantic, Florida, Northeast, and Great Lakes. So this person who commented said, it seems that the megaregions would be the safest place to live. Not necessarily so. As you can see, Detroit is part of a megaregion, the Great Lakes. But why are they destroying an area that, well, it's within that megaregion zone? Because you will, in these little circles, that's where you will have people living. And they do actually need to destroy in order to bring up all of the smart cities. Houston was, I believe, our first smart city. The Texas Triangle is a powerhouse megaregion for the world. That's why there's a lot of job openings in Texas. So, you're not necessarily safe in megaregions, but for these areas, you're not safe at all. Sorry to say. They are destroying all of the farming and this entire area. So if you don't know anything, I have videos on my playlists on my primary channel, Never Lose Truth. And those videos pertain to the megaregions, pertain to the reshaping, how they go about, destroying areas, hitting them with flood over and over and over again. And you heard that woman, I can't sell my home. Well, eventually FEMA comes in and gives pennies on a dollar. That's all you get. And then they raise all of the structures, and there will be no structures rebuilt. And they claim it's because, well, it will help with the flooding in the area due to climate change. My God, the lies we are being told. Well, this is also how they're creating flooding. So, and yeah, impact of climate crisis on local flooding in Detroit.
Continues to be a problem, and as we've seen, more severe weather has followed. Experts point to the important role climate change is playing. Tackling the climate crisis has been a priority for some lawmakers. And here now to talk about Detroit's recent flooding and the steps you and I can take is Donnell Wilkin. She's the president and CEO of the Green Door Initiative.
The Green Door Initiative. Well, I will link below. You can listen to the CEO of the Green Door Initiative. But I also have a playlist, Climate Change. What did I call it? Nonsense. Man, it's unfortunate that we, as Americans, on the whole, which means, well, if you get personally offended, I have to say, look in the mirror, please. But on the whole, we've been the people of the lie. just loving every lie. Lies are comfortable for people. They don't have to change at all. The truth is very demanding. It's not only demanding in terms of, wow, I've got a lot of research to do, demanding of your time and effort, but it's also demanding of your soul, because the truth is not selective, and the truth also requires looking in the mirror. So, wow, what is this? Homes flooded. 30-inch water main break floods homes. It's my natural disaster. Philadelphia.
It was a dramatic sight early this morning in South Philadelphia after a 30-inch water main burst in the middle of the night. Water spewing into the air and gushing through several streets. And that water had no place to go, ending up in people's basements as well as businesses, causing plenty of damage inside. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson has the latest from the scene, joining us live now with an update. The repair work will continue for some time, Becca.
It will, Nydia, and it's a dangerous situation and a messy one for both crews and the neighborhood. Where I'm standing hours ago turned into a river. It all came from this massive crater in the ground left from that water main break.
Now, those extremely low frequencies that you see on radar can cause this. These very long lines, extremely low frequencies, they have a distance of 300 miles. So you can set off extremely low frequencies here in Nebraska and affect someone in Minnesota or Iowa. These can create earthquakes. Yes, I have all of the documents on my playlist. So it's right here, because extremely low frequencies, they can emit those frequencies into the atmosphere. They can steer the jet stream, weather fronts, or they can emit these extremely low frequencies from Gwen towers through the ground. Wow. And they can destroy the infrastructure of a big city.
Neighbors compared it to a river rupturing from the ground and flowing through South Philadelphia.
Basically rapids at the corner of 6th and Bainbridge. The water was coming out with such force, it was like a white water gusher.
Alicia DiBernardo is left with water in her basement that soaked valuables. The same can be said of neighbors and businesses nearby.
It's been a tough couple of years for us with the pandemic, and this is kind of the last thing that I think a lot of people need.
The water department says the 30-inch main, which is 130 years old, broke about 12:45 Sunday morning. Firefighters went door to door telling people to shelter in place. The street was too dangerous.
It was like a bomb going off in my lower level. Two big, gigantic glass windows burst in, and the water came in like literally a waterfall.
I started hearing like this gurgling sound coming from my bathroom, and I went to see what it was. At first it was nothing, but about 5 minutes later, like the water started like exploding from the bathroom.
Rob Sizowitz lives in his basement. His bedroom is under 3 feet of water.
Having 2 sources of water downstairs, I'm sure, did not help the situation.
It's actually Rob's birthday, too. He's devastated about his home. Here on 6th and Bainbridge, crews continue to pump water out of this crater, but I can tell you we've been here for hours now, and it doesn't necessarily look like it's going down. This cleanup is going to take a long time.
And isn't it interesting that Americans have been paying taxes forever so that your cities can maintain the infrastructure? Now we're hearing how aged it is and how unmaintained it has been. You think we're getting screwed? All right, well, here. Search continues for 14 swept away in flood. Yesterday I posted a video. It was a 4-year-old swept away in flash flooding in Arizona due to the monsoons. Now it's a 16-year-old.
Is on for that teenager. And Emma, this is really personal for some of those crews. Right, Whitney, we just learned the name of that missing girl. Verde Valley Fire says she is 16-year-old Faith Moore, the former fire chief's granddaughter, making this search effort all the more personal and difficult for crews. Now, the team got stranded while driving near a river crossing near Cottonwood. Officials say they got the call around 9 p.m. about a girl in knee-high water. When Verde Valley Fire and Cottonwood police responded, officials say they saw the girl in the car. Crews worked to get closer, but when they got to the car, Faith was gone. Crews couldn't use a rescue helicopter because of the storms last night. Right now, multiple agencies are helping with the search. They have canine units and boats looking in the Verde River. But this is an emotional time for search crews who consider Faith and her dad family.
I've had multiple conversations with Joe today, and Joe spent a lot of years serving this community, and Kim spent a lot of years serving this community. Now it's our time to be able to serve them.
Now, at one point, there were about 100 volunteers and search crews out here looking for Faith. Right now, they have pulled some of the volunteers because of the potential for storms and flooding. So right now, it's mostly just trained search and rescue crews, and they plan to be out here again tomorrow morning if they don't find her tonight.
Oh, my God. Well, Arizona. Rescue, every weather, every now weather. It's like remarkable how many rescues. This man was in the trees due to the flooding. London again.
But that's gonna go. Oh, that's plugged up here. But that's gonna go soon, Marion. You'll go relax.
London, wasn't it just like a week ago or maybe 10 days ago, that massive flooding? Okay, well. This is it. You know, this is now, I'm telling you, having done this for 12 years, I have never encountered the kind of destruction that they are bringing about due to weather being used as a weapon. Ciao, guys.